in my ideal world, I make this video and then everyone leaves me alone. Hi everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm gonna go over my crate essentially and my story, and hopefully this will be sort of like a one-stop shop where I can direct people when they ask me about my crate. Honestly, in all of my time in this space online, I've never seen something so like polarizing, and for no good reason. Also, everything I'm about to say, I have already said. If you follow me on TikTok or on Instagram, I've posted about this a bunch. I've been talking about my crate for 4-ish years now, I would say, like since 2019. So a lot of this information you probably already know if you've been following me, but if you're new, hi. I'm weird, and that's okay. And that's it. Bye. Also, this video is gonna be unscripted, so I'm sorry in advance if it's all over the place or it doesn't make sense. The first question that I always get asked is, why a crate? What's that about? Just why? And the story goes a little something like this. I was abused for 15 years actively by someone's, plural, in my household. And as a kid growing up abused, I would hide in my closet. And the way that my closet was structured, instead of like a bar where you hang clothes, it was like shelves. So imagine your average sized like bedroom closet with it had 3 shelves. And the bottom shelf was the perfect size for me to hide in. So I would put blankets and pillows in there. Some nights, if I needed to, I would sleep in it. But more often than not, it was just sort of like a little hideaway. And it ended up being a really safe space for me, where I felt hidden away and untouchable. And so that led me to sort of equate confined spaces with safety, particularly spaces that had similar dimensions to my closet. So, flash forward, I'm 18. I have diagnosed complex post-traumatic stress disorder from my child abuse and other traumas, but you know, what am I to do when I'm craving that feeling of safety and I don't have any way to get it? I talked to my therapist and we were talking about, you know, like what used to make me feel safe, what makes me feel safe now, what sort of safe place can I create for myself. And at that age, like in and out of college, being disabled, being home, being here, being there, I never had somewhere to like call home, a place to really return to. So I was like, it would be nice if, you know, my safe space was portable. So we came up with the crate. Of course, other people have already like had crates and used crates without having pets for like kink purposes or like literally just whatever. I'm sure I'm not even the first one who's used it like the way I use it. But I was like, okay, this is something that has almost the exact same dimensions as the shelf in my closet and is also like rectangular, which is like the same shape, and it's collapsible and easy to move and easy to place, and it's structural. It's not like a blanket fort or a tent where it's kind of like flimsy, or yeah, like I like the structuredness of it. So yeah, we came up with the crate and I got one. They're not expensive, also budget friendly-ish, I guess. And I have it padded with a dog bed, a bunch of blankets, pillows, and just like cute little things. And it's just perfect. The dimensions are perfect. It feels to me sort of like a warm hug from someone that you know can't hurt you because it's an inanimate object. It just gives me like the good feeling of like safety without feeling claustrophobic. I also like, people say like, why not a box, why not a tent, etc. Tents, again, flimsy and not the right shape, but I also like being able to see out of it. I like being able to be aware of my surroundings, if that makes sense. I hope it does. A lot of this also, like, even if I explain it, isn't gonna make sense to everyone, and like literally good for you. Like, I'm glad that you have the privilege of like not having been abused and like not needing this. But anyways, also sorry for any like crazy noises in the background. My neighbors are always deciding to like mow or chop down a tree or like have a drum solo whenever I'm filming. So now I'm just gonna answer some like frequently asked questions. If you guys have other questions, feel free to leave them below. and I will answer whatever. Always asks me if I sleep in it. The answer to that is no. While I did sometimes used to sleep in the shelf in my closet, that was really out of necessity, and it's really just a spot to hang out in. I also don't go in it that frequently. It's really only for when I'm triggered. I also have a bed in my therapy room, which is right here, and if I'm gonna take a nap or something, it's gonna be in the bed, or my bed in my room. Also, that's another thing, my therapy room, which I'm in right now, is not my bedroom. This room is very specifically for regression and inner child healing, and I like it to be separate from all the stressors and just my outside life in general, so it's its own space for that reason. Yeah, I'm not actually in it that much. It really is like an as needed thing. If I'm feeling triggered, something's triggering me, bringing up my PTSD stuff, I'm gonna go in there. And while I'm in there, I'll usually watch a show, do breathing techniques, do meditation, guided meditations, visualizations. I'll read some of my books. I'll work in my PTSD workbook. Anything that's just helpful to do in a space where I feel safe. Another thing people ask is, what happens if you get locked in? I have these, which are opposable thumbs. You probably have them too. The way that it latches, I don't know if you can see, is just like this. And all you have to do, well, if you're inside, is go like that and just undo it. I usually don't lock it though, I just close it like that. I'll show you afterwards like me in it and like how to get in and out and stuff. The next question I get asked all the time is it sexual? No, it's not. The end. The other thing that people say the most is get help. Bitch. This is help. Get a therapist. Who recommended this? My therapist. It's so crazy to me, like, the small-mindedness of, like, if I can't understand it, it must be wrong. Or whatever. Like, it's, like, so absurd to me that I don't even have the words to, like, dispel it or, like, talk about how crazy a notion like that is. Or, like, telling a stranger on the internet to get help as if you know anything about them or their life. And also, like, literally, who is this hurting? Like, I'm not in here all day. It's not affecting my life negatively. It's only affecting it positively. And it's a tool, just like anything else. When you're in any sort of therapy for any sort of issue, PTSD is my, like, example, I guess. You work with a therapist and potentially a psychiatrist and whoever else is in your clinician team. And then they give you tools. And then you use the tools alongside therapy, alongside medication, whatever it may be. It's a tool. It's a coping tool. It's a coping mechanism. It's a skill. You learn how to use it. Just like anything else. Just like meditation, just like breathing exercises, just like journaling, just like anything that can be helpful. As needed, you use it as a tool. And it doesn't affect my life or anyone else's negatively. And if it does affect you negatively, like me talking about this or me having that, like, you go to therapy. Like, you figure that out for yourself. I don't know what to tell you. But yes, the disclaimer I always use is this is suggested and was approved by my therapist, who is a trauma specialist and knows a hell of a lot more than you. Anyways, people are just so hung up on the fact that it's a crate as opposed to a blanket fort, even though it has the same purpose, same function, same structure as a blanket fort. It's called being creative. If you have associations with dog crates or like you're sexualizing it, that's on you. That ever so literally has nothing to do with me. Like, that's your association. And at the end of the day, what I love to say ever since I've heard it is let people be wrong about you. If someone's telling you, here's my story, here's my tool, here's X, Y, and Z, here's how it helps, and they seem genuine, and they are genuine, and if you aren't believing them, and you have your own preconceived notions of whatever they're talking about, or you have your own personal associations, like, that doesn't have to do with me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna let you be wrong, because I've done my part, and you're not doing yours. And that responsibility doesn't fall on me. So yeah, that is the story of my crate. It has sort of evolved from a shelf in my closet to my portable, adorable little safe space. And I do recommend this for anyone who is interested in trying. If you bring something like this up with your therapist, especially if they specialize in trauma, I don't think you would ever run into any problems unless, like, they're weird. I don't know. Like, if you have a bad therapist. But yeah, not very expensive. we can make it really cute. A lot of people have suggested me spray painting mine pink or white. As cute as that would be, I feel like it would like peel off and stuff, so I'm not going to. But yeah, that is my crate. And now I will give you a little crate tour and show you it. And if you have any other questions, please let me know. But that's like the most frequently asked stuff. I hope it makes sense. This is what it looks like right now. It's a little messy because I don't really fix it up when I'm crawling in and out. But yeah, it is a 2.5 by 4 feet crate, which I believe is a standard large. Usually I just scoot in like this, and then I just keep scooting. I have stuff hanging, so it's in my head, but normally I lie down like this or like this, and I read my book or watch my show, chill. I can fully like sit up and stuff. The way the camera is, I don't think you can see it. But I can also lean forward. But yeah, it's a really roomy. I am personally 5'1". My partner is 6-ish, like 6'6'1", and sometimes he'll come in and hug me and stuff, and he and I both fit in here fine. He obviously has a little less leg room, but pretty spacious. And yeah, in terms of closing it, you just take this latch and put it through like that. And then when you want to get out, just like that. So you can't get locked in. This is what the inside looks like. If you want a more in-depth crate tour, I do have one on my Patreon. But this is it. I have this blanket that I used to cover my legs usually. Big Bear. And then these blankets. All my little blankets. Basically everything that's like really cozy goes in here. I have a little mobile, little Winnie the Pooh stuff, and just things hanging. The top is covered by a blanket. And then I got some of the crew up here. And then I have my little adorable prince above it. And fairy lights all around. And yeah, that's what it looks like. And this is the view from afar. Thank you guys for watching. Again, I really hope that this made sense and that I covered all my bases, like I said, unscripted. But thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.